Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh boy, is this one. This one's making the rounds a lot.
Yeah. This is the biggest one.
Now,
I feel like
I'm not gonna address the people that are just outright hating on this for whatever they want to talk about. I'm here to talk about the positivity in this show. And at first, when and I'll go on record to talk about this. A couple weeks ago, we heard, Taika's back, Hemsworth is back. I was like, do we really need a fourth Thor? Like, this is the last thing I wanted. I did not want this.
We've said so many times on this show, if you're going to do it, make Valkyrie the new Thor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, because, I've said it myself, like, there's no way in hell, on, one L or two L's or whatever you want to do it. Like, there's no way in any reality that they're ever going to bring Portman back. She's never going to do it. And it's just kind of like,
And then here I was also the last podcast saying, this is what I'd want. If we're getting a Thor 4, I want... potentially, do they do Jane Foster? And here we are.
Here comes Taika, gives her the hammer, and when people say she's not it, he's like, actually, she's Mighty Thor. So
she's not female Thor. It's like, excuse me, it's Mighty Thor.
Like, no lie, this jumped up to probably my third most anticipated thing in Phase 4. Like, the moment they... I was like, okay, there's Taika, whatever. All right, there's Hemsworth. All right, this is still bottom of my list. I don't care.
So it's going to be good. It's just kind of like...
But then they bring her out. I'm like, oh boy, what's happening? Then they're like, oh, here's your new Thor. And then I marked out. That was the moment. It's like, no, this is it. Like,
now, the question is, how much money did they dump on her?
Okay, so I got the in-source. They told her they will never mention the prequels and her again anywhere else if she took this role, and she accepted it.
So they're wiping the prequels off of her slate.
Exactly. Because Disney doesn't even want to acknowledge the prequels.
So if you watch the prequels now, it's just going to have like a digital altered face on her?
Yep.
No.
They replaced her with a puppet.
It's just someone floating over her face, just like really bad Photoshop.
Oh my gosh.
God damn. Like, but no, seriously, they must have paid her good money and told her it's going to be okay, because she had real bad... Like, she wouldn't even come back for Endgame, and that was just a year ago.
No. You got reused footage of Portman.
Like, damn. That's impressive.
Okay, also, it kind of explains why she's at the premiere. Like, obviously, because she was in game, technically, but like, hey, we're on the Marvel train again now.
Like, I'm really happy, though, that Marvel took it within themselves, hopefully. We don't 100% know, but obviously they had to have done something to take it within themselves and clear the bridge that happened with Natalie Portman and be like, look, this is where we want to go with you. Please give us a second chance.
So here's the thing, they have said that it wasn't Feige, it was Taika. Taika came to Feige with the idea for Thor 4, and then Feige, obviously he's the producer, so he set up the meeting with him, with her and Portman, and she signed on instantly. So you can thank Taika for that, but it was all because of that.
And so people understand what happened originally. The director of Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins, was supposed to do Thor: The Dark World. She had a bad falling out with Marvel when she was hired for that movie. Not due to anybody else, due to Ike Perlmutter. And that's when Kevin Feige put his foot down and went to Disney and said, Bob Iger, Disney, either it's him or me. Who's going to run this studio?
And that was that bad. Portman didn't even film the last scene in The Dark World.
Exactly.
That's Hemsworth's girlgrand.
Yep. It was bad. Like, it's... but now that's all been washed under the bridge. It's greener pastures for this franchise, and the fact we're gonna get her as Mighty Thor, because I really like that run. I like that comic. I love that character.
It's one of the best Thor runs.
It is. And
like, to be fair, Jason Aaron's entire Thor run is like the definitive one, but that like third of it is what is like top 5 Thor.
And what really gets me is I cannot wait for when we get Avengers 5, and it's Captain Marvel, Mighty Thor, Monica Rambeau. It's like Scarlet
Captain
Witch.
Falcon.
Oh my god, dude, that lineup is going to be the greatest thing ever. Like, oh man,
it's a very different team of Avengers.
Definitely.
And speaking of Perlmutter, you can tell this is the first time that they have a slate where he's not involved.
Yes.
So obviously, like Infinity War, like Phase 3, that they had to plan that when he was still there. He didn't really get out until 2015.
Yep.
So it's like this is the ramification of that, and it feels like a decade ago since Perlmutter went, but like it's only been like 4 years. So.
Yeah, I know. It's how much times have changed and what.
And like just look at the lineup.
Yeah.
Like you got Shang-Chi, you got Eternals, where we got the deaf people, we got Latinas, we got virtually everyone on the planet. Like,
I don't
nuts.
like. I'm not saying this as a bad thing. You could literally call this the diversity phase. Everything is like not just from range of actors, but from like how they're coming at this phase. Nothing makes sense. Like it's also, so
I think
all over the place.
Like I think it's 4 of them don't even have a comic right now.
Dude,
like,
Shang-Chi,
Eternals
there's
don't
nothing.
have one. Shang-Chi doesn't. Like, no, Doctor Strange has his cancelled recently. Wanda's nowhere in the comics. Sam's nowhere currently at the minute. Like,
and this should be the ultimate representation of comic sales don't mean a thing.
Nope.
A thing. And yes, Hulk is still beating Batman in sales, so why aren't any of you websites reporting that out there, huh?
So what happened to that? Oh, it's the variants. Like, which to be fair, hands up, I said it as well. But like, you don't do that like 3 months in a row.
No, you don't. So there you go. But we're excited by Thor: Love and Thunder. Can't wait. This jumped up straight to my number 2 spot on the list. Like, this is it.
It's funny that like, and I know people like they oh, she's not Thor. It's like she's probably the most old school Thor you will ever find.
Yep.
Like, she's a direct play in the Donald Blake situation.
I really hope that they do the whole cancer bit and everything as well, because
see, that's my question. Is that the route they go? Because that's a very good way to bring her back in, especially if Thor's kind of like, I'm going to do what I want to do now. So like, maybe he like, because obviously this is going to take place before Guardians, so he's got to leave the Guardians somehow. Like, I don't know if we're going to see that, and then he goes like, hey, I'm going to go find Jane.
Right.
And like, why haven't we seen Jane recently? Oh, because she's had cancer.
And not to mention also, like they'll be shooting Thor, right? But Guardians will be shooting right alongside us, so they could do a thing where Guardians make a cameo and drop him off. But to me, if they do the cancer thing...
No, this will be out before he even starts filming Guardians.
Oh, yeah, because they delayed that way further back, because he has to finish up, what's it called?
Suicide Squad.
Right, he has to do that.
And he's also said that this is before Volume 3.
Yep,
I don't know how that's going to happen, because he went off with the Guardian.
Yeah,
so, like,
he did.
Yeah.
Unless
he's got like a little... He's got a space phone that he calls Rocket on.
Rocket, thanks for dropping me off on this tropical planet, but I'm going to stay here for a bit. Okay.
Now,
me,
the big question I have, just to interrupt you there.
Mm-hmm.
How does she become Thor?
Yep, okay. So,
because I have an idea. I have a theory. I just want to know if anyone else has got like something similar.
Here's mine. Like, you still have this whole... It's the after the multiverse is happening. So there's a slight in you could have there. To me, I think they give her the cancer, because Disney will make partnerships with cancer companies for donations and stuff. And
that's a good point.
It is a huge thing. They will push the research on that.
So,
like,
what you're saying is Disney's going to cure cancer from this movie.
Put that on your box.
Money.
Put that on your box. Armin from Comic Book Cast says film cures cancer. But like, I think the synergy of that is there, and to me, I think they could maybe pull a Mjolnir from the multiverse, but maybe Eitri's gonna make a new one. I don't know. Like, time travel. I don't know. What do you think, Mitch?
My idea is you can say she's got the cancer from the Aether, or the Ether.
Oh.
That's the last time we saw her, that she had that inside of her, and then, we never saw what happened to her after that.
The Dark World gives you cancer. Jesus, this is a narrative right here.
And now we're going to cure it. So, and obviously, like, they built New Asgard in Norway. It's in the same place Odin died. What was left there was the shards of Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to pick those up. So what if she's just like out on the cliff and she's like, oh, what's this? And she just picks them up. And then like Thor's there and he's like, well, that was Mjolnir. Like, obviously the enchantment's still there. And like, oh, well, guess I'm worthy now. Obviously, maybe they go to Eitri and make the new hammer, or the hammer fixes itself. I don't know. Like,
right? Yeah.
I think that's how they play it, because it's literally right there.
It is true.
It's not far from them. Like it's like 2 foot down the road. So it's also how you can get me on it. So.
I really do want them to do the fact that that was a big part of the character too, was that she had cancer and she was still worthy. It's like, again, imagine that empowerment.
Right, that's what it's about.
Like,
well, it very much it plays directly into the whole, like, you know, the original Thor theme of identity. Like, you know, she could live forever with this hammer.
Yep.
But like, what does she give up from that?
Exactly.
Like, and obviously the hammer's like, it takes the chemo out, so it just drives that even more. And you know, she obviously ends up, you know, not keeping the hammer, but
yeah,
it's a thing.
No, I'm excited. That, like, I was lukewarm on this till Jane was announced. Now I'm all in. This is like hype city for this film.
Also, another question though: do they use Portman for the body for Thor? Because she's tiny. Like, she can get jacked, but at the same time, it's like, you're still 5 foot.
I was gonna say, are they gonna He-Man her like she becomes a different character?
Well, because that's what happens in the comics. It's not Jane's body.
Yeah.
Like, they literally the whole Donald Blake thing was like, oh, I'm a small frail person. Oh, I'm Big Thor. Are they gonna play about with that? Like, just CGI her face on the body, or are we gonna like perspective some things up and like mocap suit her so she's then taller?
I will totally be a body double, Disney. I'm getting jacked right now.
Prepping for your comp, so
okay, if y'all need me.
No, I think they should do a body double, yeah.
I say, Shay, pull a Shang-Chi, because we know it works, or a Simu Liu. Just go on Twitter, at them, you never know. Like, gotta shoot your shot. Like.
I had that for, I think I actually even had that done. I had somebody do an edit of me in a Thor suit, so let's do this. Let's do this.
There you go.
No, like, I'm interested to find out. I want more details on this. It's gonna take a little bit till we get it, but it's coming at us, and I mean,
we'll find out next year.
Exactly. Yeah. So, wow, I keep saying a little bit, but damn, this is all around the corner.
We're less than 6 months away from the new year.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. It's almost here.
And they'll have to start like filming in this like early 2020.
True. That is true.